All right, you have made an excellent choice to go ahead and join us here at the MyFX Agent little group. Since I already did my intro, I'll just be quick. My name is Stefan. I'm the marketing manager for MyFX Agent, and I'm going to show you how I made $1,000 in less than 15 minutes on a $5,000 account. Now, this is MyFX Agent. There's a few things I want to show you. First, you're going to notice some session overviews and short overview and long overview windows. Now, what's cool about these windows is that these windows actually use the feeds from MT4, and they use the feeds to display the individual currency strengths in the strength and weaknesses window. Now, these windows, the session over strength and the short overview and the long overview, can all be adjusted. Right here, they're at about 30%. And what we do is we can take those all the way up to 100%, or we can take them down as far as 5%. But really, in your options, you can change the amount of time you want to look back on them. And you can see me entering into my first trade over here. I got a weak signal. It is a decent signal. It did upgrade to a good signal. I ended up making a little bit of profit. It was only like $2. It was a $9 trade, but with the $7 commission, it was only like a $2 profit. Now, I also want to look at the pip movement bar. Uh, what this tells us is how active these individual currencies are. So let's look at the yen, for example. We can see it's entirely lit up, and we're getting a lot of sell signals, like the Australian dollar versus the yen and the Canadian dollar versus the yen. I do think I actually started one of the trades in here. It looks like the Canadian dollar versus the yen. I do believe I got into that trade. Nope, doesn't look like I did. It looks like I was looking for a better signal and just didn't take it. But you can see on the pip movement that the yen is way up there, and the closest bar to the right is telling you that this is an active currency right now. You can see the fluctuation on the bottom, and again, we're looking at the yen. Let's wait till it comes back up. And I did get into this second trade, and I believe this was a break-even trade. Now, I did actually lose out because of the commission, but I can't count a break-even as a loss. That's just not in me. Everybody's got to get their commissions. They've got to get their dues. So to me, a break-even is not a loss. And you'll notice throughout this video, I did not take one loss by the time we were done. Before this, I traded one day before that day. I've actually been in Forex marketing for well over 5 years, and I never actually took a trade until the 11th of April this year. Um, but I spent one full day trading, and I made $8,000 on a $50,000 account. But let's go back to this account right now. You can see the yen under the fluctuation. You can see that bar coming up, and that is the long overview. So the long overview of the yen says it's very, very strong. So that's one of the things I'm going to be looking for, are trades involving the yen, not just because I want to trade the yen versus the Swiss franc or the Australian dollar, but because I want to trade the yen. And I'm going to try to find any weak currency to go up against it for a good sell. Now, fortunately, I did find a few good trades. Unfortunately, I wasn't actually fast enough to get into them. My goal here was to spend as little time at the keys as I possibly could and show you guys that I made a good profit. So most of the time in these, next 15 minutes or so, it's me more or less just checking in on the software and seeing how we're doing. If I would have recorded the entire day and then just edited when I came in and did stuff, we would have seen so many awesome signals that I missed out on. Now, fortunately, you're not going to have that issue because what we are doing is we're releasing an auto trade MyFX agent. So when it hits the better signals, it will automatically enter the trade for you, and it will automatically set your stop loss settings. Now, you can set your stop loss at whatever you want. I personally have used 65. I know Vince likes 65. Throughout most of this demonstration, I used 15. Um, Now, towards the end of the video, you are going to see $1,000 trade, and that was with a stop loss of 25. So even that, that's a pretty small stop loss, and it did pretty good. So we really can't complain too much about that. Right here, it's just me looking over the $2 trade we just made. Of course, I can't be pleased with the $2 trade, so the goal was to get in one or two good trades for you guys and just go ahead and end the video. But I wasn't finding that real meaty trade I wanted. And that really doesn't happen until you get to the better or best settings. You can start a trade at decent and pull off a few pips from it, but that's not what we're looking for. The software was not designed for you to make a few pips. The software was designed for you to go off the chart. And as you can see, we're looking at the software now. It looks like the Great British Pound is just awesome right now. And I think I'm over here looking for a trade on the Great British Pound. I think we had some movement. Yeah, it looks like I'm on the Great British Pound on the US dollar. Looks like I went ahead and took a trade. I did set it for 65 pips, but I did go back in and change it to 15. Now, I didn't get a signal on this. This is where you can tell an amateur trader from a real trader. I don't have discipline that I should. Um, Real traders have solid discipline, and I don't have that discipline yet. So I wasn't looking for the great signal from the software. I just saw that the Great British Pound was doing well, and the U.S. dollar wasn't doing very well at the time. So I went ahead and initiated the trade, and you can see how it ends up. As a matter of fact, I do believe when I closed this video, I was still in margin. Uh, and that's because, like I said, I am not an experienced trader. I'm a marketer. I thought it looked good, so I decided I was going to go ahead and do it. Now this is where things start getting interesting. You can see three pairs all involving the yen, all in the better category. And I do believe I picked up a couple of these trades and cashed out on them fairly quickly. Yeah, you can see the new trades are open on there, and here we go. These all hit their stop loss. There was a break even in there. It looks like one was what is that? About $46. Another one for $17. Once again, with a stop loss of 15, I really can't expect too much. And I did these all at a stop loss of 15 just because I wanted to show you guys the potential. And the one stop loss I set at 65, like I said, it was still a margin at the end of the video, so that was not very good for us. Then we're going to come back over to the software here in just a second, and you're going to see trades hitting the best signal on my FX agent. And these are the trades that we actually want, trades in the better, the best category. And these are the ones that really, really move. Now, fortunately, when you guys buy, you'll have the auto enter feature, which is going to, automatically put you in that trade as soon as it hits that signal. Unfortunately for me, my fingers are a little bit slower. I'm not that used to trading, so it took me a little bit to get into these trades. And back over looking at the open trades again. That one trade I made on, uh, yeah, it just did not go my way at all. And we're coming up to the 9 minute and 30-second mark. I'm sorry, we're actually at the 9 minute mark right now, um, for me being at keys. And as I'm sitting here, I was looking at this and I was not paying any attention to my FX agent. As you saw, as soon as I switched over, we saw that trade just leaving the best category. I have no idea how long it was up there, and that was a trade I probably could have made. But again, due to my inexperience in trading, I wasn't paying any attention and just missed it. This is about the time when the yen started getting strong again, and there were a lot of good movements. As you can see, the good category just filled up, most of those involving the yen. I do believe I took our trade right in here. I'm not sure if the video was paused for this trade or not. Yeah, I do believe I was just coming back to the keyboard, and I think it was the Aussie yen that I took the trade on, and I was gone maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and when I came back to the Aussie yen, uh, like I said, it had already blown up and closed out. It hit the stop loss, and it was done. Um, if I could have been at keys and if I could have recorded that live, that would have been spectacular. But you know, things happen. Wasn't paying attention. That was the goal, though, just to show you guys what we could do while not really paying attention. And here it looks like I'm looking at the euro yen. And you know, as soon as we took this trade, we immediately went into profit. Our stop loss was set, and we made out pretty good on this trade. Yeah, just from here, that looked like it was about an $85 trade. Oh, see, there's my inexperience again. There was a $50 trade. It was pretty quick, though. It was only a few seconds. So we're coming up on the 12-minute mark right now. 12 minutes at keys while trading. Looks like I'm adjusting a stop loss from 45 to 25 just to try to get that trade into profit. Once again, I took a few trades that weren't verified by my FX agent that I didn't have a strong signal for. And, you know, sometimes I just have to bite the bullet and say, I got a little excited. Fortunately, these trades will close out in profit. Unfortunately, they are a margin draw and they count until then. Um, but that is my experience, or inexperience rather, showing through. As a marketer, I tend to think big and I want to grasp big. And sometimes I make those trades and they're just not there. I've been working with one of the guys. Some of you people in here will know him, Steve DeWitt. He's a really well known trader, and I'm trying to get him to teach me some discipline, not only in trading but in life in general. Uh, he's really good about discipline, and unfortunately, I just like the risk, and that's not something that's any good when you start trading. Okay, and we're coming up on the 13-minute mark. 13 minutes at keys. Unfortunately, at this point in time, it looks like I only pulled about $77 in profit, which isn't bad for 13 minutes on a whole on a $5,000 account. That's not bad, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, like I said before, I want to be able to show you guys that you can sit here and just own it. And I mean that in every aspect of the word. You can own these trades, and my FX agent will show you how. The cool part is when we actually set up the auto um, entry for you guys, which will be done tomorrow, the 23rd. When we set up the auto entry for you guys, it will automatically enter the trade at whatever level you set. You can set it for decent, good, better, or best. It'll automatically enter whatever you set it to, and it'll set your stop loss at whatever you want. Vince recommends 65. I like 65. However, 65 can get you in some trouble. So some of the recommendations are, a lower stop loss setting, such as 15. The bad part with the stop loss setting of 15, oh, here we go. Right after I paused it, I think that signal came up, and you can see me, the end result of the trade. It looks like it was the Australian dollar and the yen. I think that's what I said before, but I'm not sure. It was the Australian dollar and the yen. Closed out at $1,022. Now, I did go with 5 lots on this trade just because it was in the best category and I knew we'd see some good movement on it. I got on this trade quickly, which is why I didn't have time to start recording again. However, you see the end result. It wasn't even 15 minutes. I was away from my keyboard and came back to check out the trade, and it was already closed out and in profit. So here we are, 15 minutes at keys, and over $1,000 profit. Well, guys, there's not much more I can say. My FX agent is what got me there. My FX agent is what will get you there. So scroll on down, check out some of our frequently asked questions, and start using my FX agent today. Good luck. Happy trading.